So make sure if you got Twitch open, you turn the volume all the way off so we don't get the feedback loop. And if you do watch on Twitch and watch the chat or whatever, just make sure you don't show the screen because it shows the DM view, so it'll have all the monsters and stuff show up. All right, we'll start with Frank. Tell us about Frank, John.
Oh, nah, I wasn't paying attention. Frank is was a new Hexblade Warlock, freshly minted. Well, not super freshly, but basically, uh, kind of a classic tiefling. He's a little self-absorbed, and he feels like everything he does is part of the greater plan, and 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 therefore, if he does it, then something intended for him to do it.
Now, all of you have quite a bit of options when you go into battle. So, on your gear, if you click your gear button in your macros, you'll see what you have in your hands. So, for Frank, I just showed free, because Frank could go in with a bow in his hand. He could have a shield, attached. He could have a sword up. So, if you ever want to change that, you can go edit that, or you can just type in manually before the battle starts what you want to put in your hands. Because stowing and donning and doffing a shield takes an action, so that's kind of annoying. Okay, so there's Frank. Vrak in his plate armor amidst the jungles of Chult.
That's right. Vrak is a not so bright looking half orc, and is not so bright, not just looking. He is a harper, and he likes to help people and hit things. Not necessarily in that order.
He's not very good at either. Next is Jameis.
Jameis is a run-of-the-mill guy that started having dark thoughts, and he is a hexblade as well, and that's pretty much it. He's being chased by Freddy Fingers, who unfortunately he's found out is in Schultz somewhere now, so he's not liking that because he owes him a lot of money.
Gizmo. And you're muted if you're talking, Chris. In fact, I haven't heard you talk at all, Chris. Maybe your mic's not working. There we go. Here's something now.
You hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Gizmo is a habitual liar, and that comes especially easy for him since he's an arcane trickster and has the magic to help him out. Except for that 9 right there.
Yeah. At 12, that beats most of your party. All right. And then, is it Phelan? Phelan? How you pronounce that? Phelan. Phelan Songweaver.
Greet you all by handing out coupons at his next show. 2 for 1 drink specials at Kerr's House of Repose, where he likes to do a weekly show. Pretty much a healer slash party support type role. He loves to make monsters go to sleep while the rest of his party does work, and he hides in the bushes.
Also a lion tamer of some
We know a lot of
some
guys like that.
some renown.
Yes, I do have a lion that occasionally makes an appearance. Sometimes we write it in his shows. Most of the ladies, that's right.
Okay. Next step, challenge. You guys are actually a weak party. This adventure is designed for 8th level characters. Your average level is about 6.5. So right now with the voting, we would do no change. We got an abstain from you, John. Do you want to vote on a level? Uh-oh. Just got strong. All right. Now I'm going to move you to another map. Here we go. This adventure is called Rotting Roots. There is a huge horde of undead outside of the Port 9 Zaru. And you all, some of you, well, actually, you'll find out about your missions in a second. But you guys are at the city walls, looking out over the old city and Malar's Throat. You can see this undead horde forcing its way into the city or towards the city. And that's where it starts. So before we start, go ahead and purchase any gear you want between adventures, because you may or may not have a chance during the adventure.
Everybody but Steel already did. I've been rich.
Good, good. You don't need to tell me what you're buying. Just make sure you do it yourself. Okay, so with that, we'll launch into the adventure. Oh, actually, you wake up that day, you see the undead hordes all outside the city. Cast any spells you want to cast first thing, like if you want to cast Mage Armor or False Life or anything like that. Go ahead and click those buttons. Find familiar? Okay. Got your owl on your shoulder. You got them in your extra dimensional pocket normally?
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So standing at the zenith of Port Nine-Zaru city walls, you see between curtains of heavy rainfall a tale of two cities. To the north inside the walls, Nine-Zaru's merchant ward sits still in an eerie quiet, while to the south, in the old city of Malar's Throat, a sea of gray-skinned, bony zombies teems below and rises and falls in waves of stinking, rotted, moist flesh. Hobbling toward you atop the wall is a disgruntled orc. His arms are full of rain-beaten scrolls, some of which slip from his grasp and tumble down the wall into the horde below. He's got numerous barrels strapped to his back. He's like 3 to 4 times taller than a regular orc with all the stuff on top of him. He's got a leaf clasp on his cloak, a harp pin on his shirt, a sword and gauntlet pendant swinging around his neck. And he comes up to you and says in orcish laced common, "I'm Hawk Driver Mazugukul. I have some scrolls here for you, I think." And he starts rifling through his scrolls, and he hands a couple of you, the harpers among you specifically, some scrolls. And if you check your emails, you should see what those said. It has to do with a secret mission for you guys. Okay. So yeah, just check your email. It'll tell you what it says. He's looking at the rest of you, kind of dim-eyed, reaching around for scrolls, and he says, "I guess I don't have any scrolls for you guys. Probably nothing important for you guys to do." As you guys look at the scrolls that are down there amongst the undead at the bottom of the wall, trodden into just rags. You'd never be able to read them if you even could get to them. He tells you that I come representing the 5 factions, and we need your help. We think we can stave off the undead hordes for now, but we need adventurers, brave adventurers, to trek out into the wild, to track this seemingly endless horde back to its source and destroy it before Port Nine-Zaru's forces buckle. Would you be willing to help?
Well, I'm not from around here. What's in it for me?
500 gold pieces each when you return from your mission. Of course, you must get past the zombie swarm that's below, and you see a glint in his eyes. And he says, "I've come up with the perfect plan to help you barrel through as quickly as possible." And after he says that, you look at the barrels stacked up on his back, and you see some of them have eye holes, some don't. He says, he starts unstrapping them and setting them down on the wall. There's one for each of you. He says, "We can launch you in these barrels over the horde via trebuchets, or you can sneak through the horde wearing the barrels. They have eye holes so you can see out of them." He looks deadly serious. Well, safer than trying to walk through a horde of zombies, I'll tell you that much.
Can I get some feathers or something like that inside the barrel?
You could certainly line the barrel with a lot of padding if you wanted to, because there is none inside it right now.
Yeah, I'll do the trebuchet just because it sounds fun, but I want to stack it with something soft.
Okay,
Chris will get in there for me.
there you go. All right, so if you're willing to go and you want to go trebuchet style, go ahead and take your token, and they should be right here, and move them up one line. If you'd like to, all right, Philan, you
If anyone wants to stealth, I can invisibility you as well.
cool. All right, so you guys see both Frank and Jameis padding their barrels with padding. Do you want to copy them or go commando?
Sure.
Okay. If you do not want to pad your barrel, just lower your guy one square. Otherwise, I assume you all do. Okay. All right. Hawk Driver nods approvingly and says, "We're ready. Bring those barrels with you." And he leads you over to the trebuchets, where they load you up in the trebuchet and ask you if you have any last thing you want to do before they launch you off over the horde. So if you want to cast any final spells, go ahead and do that now.
I'll request those to my unseen deity, unknown deity, to get me through this so I can increase his glory.
Let's figure out who got the aid spells. It looks like Jameis, Vrack, and who else?
Frank.
Got it. All right, so you guys each have 5 more current and max hit points. And the first of you is launched. And you won't know what happens to him, so all of you launch basically. Okay. I need you each to make a dexterity saving throw with advantage, because you padded your barrels. As you go crashing into the jungle, you sail over the undead horde, crash into the jungle. Jameis is safe. Gizmo is safe. Philan got a 13 on his save. Vrock got a 8 on his save. And is it Frank or Frank? Frank got 11 on his save. Okay, so you guys come out a little worse for wear, the 3 of you. You guys take... I'm going to roll this damage in this order. This first one will be Frank. 12 points of bludgeoning. And then Philan, 16 points of bludgeoning. And Vrack, 19 points of bludgeoning. Vrack landed right on top of a rock. His barrel shatters and he rolls out. You guys gather together. You look and you're way past the horde, so you made it safely. So now you just have to track the horde back to where they came from, and it's easy. I mean, they left plenty of tracks as they passed through the jungle, so you have no trouble tracking them back. Let's see, if you fail to check by 5 or more, there's a DC 15, so Vrack did. I think that's the only one though. So Vrack landed on the rock, took a ton of damage, and oh, actually Vrack, you actually landed a little bit short. Landed on a rock, a little bit short. You're just a little bit heavier than they thought. With the horde still surrounding you, you have to make a sprint through the crowd and make a Constitution saving throw, or else take a level of exhaustion. So, Constitution saving throw, Vrack. As you con saving throw, Jeremy.
He made it. Or he rolled a 7, 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, damn, my screen scrolled all the way down. Con save, got a 10. That's all you needed, DC 10. All right, good job. You guys are back together. So before you head off down the trail, tracking the undead horde, go ahead and cast any healing spells you want to cast. You could also take a short rest.
I mean, we're only pretty close to the zombie horde still, so I don't know how.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you go tracking the horde to the west. And I need, let's see here, I'll just have Falan, why don't you roll a d20 for me? And I don't know if you want to roll high or low, but it'll determine what your encounter is. High it'll be A, low it'll be B. Alright, so you got a low roll, so you're going to be encounter B. Okay. You're traveling through the jungles. Deeper and deeper you go, to the southwest you march. You see undead here and there through the jungle traveling toward Nyanzaru. You come to the edge of a clearing, and you peer through the brush at the oddest sight. You see two floating orbs, each with one horrible central eye and writhing stalks topped with smaller eyes, hovering in circles around the clearing. They're scratching at the ground with sticks they hold in their maws of blackened, rotting teeth. One stops to jab the other with a stalk, its eyeball promptly falling off and rolling into the shrubs, and the two creatures begin wailing at each other incoherently. Okay. Show you where you guys are at here real quick. So first of all, the clearing has a sandy ground. No plants or anything like that growing in the sandy ground there in the clearing. So just going to use this area. Just clearing something out real quick. Alright, if you look down just a little bit, you'll see an area with some trees and stuff. And I'm going to draw the sand, and the sandy ground is in the middle between those trees there.
You see the light green sandy stuff, Tom?
I just drew a yellow box. You see that?
Yep.
So inside that, the ground is sandy. No jungle plants or anything like that in there. And go ahead.
I say, I'll warn you guys, hey, if you see sand and there's no grass, it's probably quicksand.
I'll push my invisible mage hand to look to verify.
Okay, hold on just a second because you got the other things to deal with here real quick.
Sure.
Hopefully real quick for your sake. Alright, so you see one of these guys here. Another of the guys over here.
Tom, I think you got the wrong icon.
Yeah, you wish. They don't. Alright, let me check your level. It's strong. Okay. Alright, so that's what you see. The beholder zombies look at you, and like one waves its eye stalks, like beckoning you to come towards it. They don't take any offensive actions. They're just kind of hovering there. One's poking the ground with a stick, and the other one's waving his tentacled eye stalk to come towards them.
Have you ever heard of an intelligent zombie?
Well, I'll cautiously approach.
Okay.
Wary,
Okay.
and not obviously around the gold square of doom.
Sure. That can't be anything bad. He keeps waving you to come towards him.
I will follow Janus.
Okay, you can move up as close to him as you like, Jameis. He keeps waving you towards him. And then when you round the corner here, you get to like this point right here, and you're coming around the corner. He kind of starts floating this direction, waving you towards him still.
They won't play.
Hey, what if we just leave these guys alone?
So our mission was to find,
The source of the undead horde. Yeah.
and we don't think it's
The tracks and stuff continue on past this clearing for sure. Yeah, they keep going deeper into the jungle. They didn't come right from this clearing now. You don't see any signs of any ruins or anything nearby, nothing that would generate a whole horde of zombies or undead.
So you don't think we should attack these guys?
And then these guys, they definitely look undead. Maybe related to the horde or not. They look to be getting a little frustrated that you're not approaching them though.
I see anger eyes. I see anger eyes.
And you guys are on the ready. They go ahead and start attacking. So we're going to roll initiative. No surprise for anyone.
I feel like I'm surprised.
Let's see. 2, 3, 4. So everyone got initiative. Okay, good. Okay, so they lower their eye stalks towards you guys, and you can see they're ready to start shooting rays at you. And Gizmo, you react first to that. What do you want to do, Gizmo?
I'll hide mystery.
Pl-
Does a 16 make it?
Sure does.
Okay, then dart out and shoot the northwest one.
Okay,
Give them a take.
that connects.
4 plus, so 24 damage.
Nice. That wounds him pretty good.
And give use the owl to give advantage to with Jameis.
Okay. Figure out how far that owl can move because he probably can't get back into cover. But then I've never killed one of your owls before, so you should be safe. All right, Gizmo's done. Jameis, you have advantage on the attack in the north one.
Okay, I will hex that one.
Okay.
And then Eldritch Blast him.
Okay. That connects.
For a strong 6,
7, yeah. All at once.
6 of its necrotic.
He does take necrotic damage.
Okay. 10 damage.
Awesome.
And I will go 1, 2.
Let me clear out some more areas so you can see where else you can hide.
I will go to there and done.
After Jameis, Frank, your turn.
That seemed like a beautiful thing to do. So same one, I will hex him as well.
Okay.
And then
Wisdom.
I will.
Wisdom got it.
I don't. I'll do strength. I don't care. And then I will Eldritch Blast him.
That does not connect. That missed him.
Strong man. And look at that sand go flying. And second ray. Ooh, with a 12.
12 also misses.
And then I will step behind the tree.
Okay. After Frank, the first beholder goes. It is the south beholder. It will fire eye rays out. Let's see who you can see from where you're standing. You can see Phelan, the owl, and Vrak. And let's see how many eye rays he gets. He just gets one random one. Okay. So 1 through 3 it's Phelan. 4 through 6 is Vrak. It's Vrak with the first eye ray. Nope. Vrak, you get the fear eye ray. You'll be frightened for a minute. 14 wisdom save negates. Oh, wow. Vrak is not afraid. And that beholder zombie is. Let me double check, make sure that's the only attack they make. Yeah. Okay, it's done. Then after it is Phelan. Your turn, Phelan.
Vicious mockery. So I'll jump up on the rock and strum my lute really hard and make fun of his very disgusting hanging out eye stalks. Now they must have been positive wisdom.
Here he goes. Wisdom save. Oh, yeah. That really hurt his feelings for a total of 4 psychic.
And you notice his eye stalks droop just
A little bit. Okay. After Phelan is the other beholder. So he's got 1 through 3. It is Phelan with good cover, so it'll just be 1 or 2. Otherwise it'll be Vrak. Oh, shooting at Vrak. Alright, coming your way, Vrak. Fear, 14 wisdom saved to negate.
More fear. Wisdom going out.
Oh, that scared him. Alright, Vrak, so condition of fear is frightened. You have disadvantage ability checks and attacks when you see that beholder. You can't really move closer to it. And you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. Your turn.
It's my turn. Let's see. I will go ahead and drop my great axe.
Okay.
I will pull out my longbow and shoot at the wounded beholder with disadvantage.
Okay.
17 for 3
Oh, yeah, that hit him.
and 13%.
That did not. And save. Wisdom 14. No longer afraid. Let me just check something else here. Alright. Next to go after Vrak is Gizmo.
Repeat. Can I have on the same tree?
Yeah. Yep. You're good.
Shoot the north one. 15 for 10.
15 is a hit.
Okay, 29 total.
Nice.
And I'll give Jameis advantage again. I'll measure that out right now.
Your turn, James.
go to there. Can I see that one from here?
Yeah, because you take your northwest corner, and then you can see.
So a crit.
Nice. 9 and 6 is 15.
15.
Oh, so close. And it
And second attack, only a 14.
does not penetrate his chin side. After Jameis, Frank.
Step up to there. See if I can hit him with a blast this time. Oh, there's the crit.
Nice. And, oh, perfect on an undead beholder. Zombie, no undead fortitude. Down he goes. So he plummets down into the sand below. And you can see hands reaching up and trying to use his body to leverage their way out of the quicksand. The arms look like they're the size of like ogre arms.
Do they look undead?
They do look undead. Okay, so you can see them trying to climb out of there. I'm going to put them on the map here too. You see there is one here, one here. Those two guys, they got like 3/4 cover right now as they try and get out of the quicksand. But you can see them enough to shoot at them if you want.
I will transfer my bonus action. I'll transfer my hex to the other beholder zombie.
Got it?
Um,
Oh, actually, it has to be on a subsequent turn. Yeah.
Then I'll wait the next turn. So I'll just hit him with my other Eldritch Blast, but I won't
No. Okay.
because reasons.
All right. Beholder shoots the only guy smart enough to stand in the open. Vrak, Disintegration, 42 force damage, 14 dex save, halves it.
Halves it or negates it?
You know, it says halves there. I'll look it up while you're making your save.
Nope. I'll take the 20.
Okay.
Oh, that didn't. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's the right guy to stand in the open. Not anymore, though. Not anymore, he's not. I'm curious about this Beholder. Beholder zombie. Disintegration ray. Dex saving throw. Yep, that negates not halves. Alright. It's done. Zombies. No, they're not yet. They're later. Falan, your turn. Little fairy fire action. Dex saves on these guys. You got the Beholder outlined. These zombies here got first one outlined, second one outlined, so they are all granting advantage. I'll put this little purple dot on them for fairy fire. And then for you, Falan, I'll put a little lightning bolt. That'll indicate your concentration. And Vrak, your turn.
Alright. Well, that wasn't very nice. Bonus action, I'm going to second wind. So a strong 7.
That is a strong number.
Got it twice. So strong, I got it twice. 6. Whatever. I will drop my bow.
Okay.
Scoop up my great axe.
Okay.
I will double move to around the quicksand to here, and then I will action surge.
Nice.
I loved your.
I have a 25 for strong 5.
Oh boy, it was valiant.
I got your back, Brack.
So the zombies are trying to climb out of there. They got a strength check, DC 20 with advantage. No, and one of them makes it out. So this guy, using the beholder body, claws himself to the edge of the quicksand and starts crawling out of it and stands up, and now he's there. The other guy sinks back into the sand, out of sight. Okay, that was their move. They're done. That round's over. Gizmo, your turn.
I'll just shoot the beholder from here.
There-
14 misses.
It does, yeah.
Okay. Then I'll bonus action to hide, I guess.
I wish the beholders had a better than a 3 intelligence so I could kill your familiar, but. All right, Gizmo's done. Jameis, your turn.
Can I see him from here, Tom?
One more square forward.
Okay. Move my hex to the beholder.
Okay.
19 for 15
Got it.
and 24 for 8.
Got it. Frank, your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my hex to him as well.
Okay.
And there, and we'll shoot him with last 6 for 12.
Got it. 11 misses.
And
All right. Hope it's not a forward, Vrac. 2 fear. IRA coming your way. DC 14 wisdom save.
Not this time.
Not afraid of that guy. That's it for that. Falon, your turn.
Hate to disintegrate. I'm not afraid of that.
You're 1d4 away from being dead forever. Nothing scares you.
Nope. Like I don't have a whole stable of tier 2 characters.
Duck up, seeing that big one. Oh, look, there's one out of the sand. Okay. Yes, strumming nice little tune about like to run away.
Dissonant Whispers on the ogre.
Yes.
Wisdom save. DC 15. Oh my god. He resists the magic. Kind of.
As a bonus action, I will.
Ooh, nice. Nice ceiling. Flan's done. Brock, your turn.
Alright. Wailing on the beholder. 16 for 15.
24 is the hit for 15.
Oh, advantage.
You have advantage. Oh, crit for 15 more. Nice. Okay. That zombie can't get back out now that he's basically sunk the other beholder. This zombie, though, he closes on you, Vrac, and swings a big jungle club at you. 19 to hit,
Yep, that'll hit.
16 bludgeoning.
That's how I met my wife. Big jungle club or way.
Gizmo, your turn.
At the beholder. 16 for 19 total.
19, got it. After Gizmo, Jameis.
Okay. Go to there
Oh, nice.
and give it a taste. 25 for 7 or 9. Sorry.
9. All right, 9 could kill him. It's a DC 9 plus 5, 14. But you failed. You got him. So he drops down to the quicksand, and immediately you see ogre arms reaching up to try and claw their way out of the quicksand using his body. And I'll show you where those are at. Got one right here, and there's one more also in there. So both those ogres are 3/4 cover that are in the sand as they're trying to claw their way out. The beholder's gone, but they're using its body to try and get out. And anything else, Jameis?
No, there's nobody in reach, so that's all I can do.
Frank, your turn.
Alright, I'll transfer my hex to the one that's out.
Okay.
And then I will go ahead and hit him with Eldritch Blast.
That connected.
17 for 13.
Got it.
And a 24 for 13.
Got it. Okay, you start blowing chunks of flesh off of that ogre. And then its turn. No, one next to it, trying to claw its way out. 20 strength check with advantage. Nope, it sinks back down into the quicksand. Falon, your turn.
Alrighty, so I have to try to make my friend be a little healthier. So I think what I'm going to do is stop this ogre next to him from trying to attack him. So I'm trying to stop this from one more time. See if I can run away.
Yes, got him this time. So let's do this first. He takes 8 psychic. He has his reaction still, so he'll use it to move as far as the speed allows from you. So he goes 1, 2. Is that difficult terrain? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, which provokes from both Vrak and Jameis. You guys can take your swings. Vrak, you hit for 14. Jameis, you hit for 13 or 12. That's 12. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3. His speed is what? 30? 4, 5, 6. So it moves that far. Okay. And then you're healing.
Alright, so how are you feeling? Do you feel like you could use a very powerful heal? It's hard for me to see from behind this rock. Call me, my friend. How injured are you, buddy?
I'm alright.
Just a little disintegrated.
Barely a flesh wound.
He's got ashes in his armpits.
Alright.
Perfect. After Falan, Vrak.
I'll tell Brack to go after the injured zombie, and I'll stay for the full one.
Sure. Run this guy. And 24 for 13.
Yep.
22 for 16.
16. That's a high DC fortitude save, which he made. So he's got 1 hit point left. After Vrak. Okay, the last one trying to climb out of the quicksand. DC 20 strength save with advantage. Nope, he sinks back in. Those two are, for all intents and purposes, gone. Unless you like throw him a branch to climb out with. So they sink into the quicksand for good. The last zombie's already takes his turn. So on his turn, a dissonant whisper says it lasted into this turn. I forget. Just as a reaction,
Yeah, he won't run again, no.
right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's done. Okay. All right. So he turns and swings at Vrak. 24 for 14, Vrak. And then you guys wail on him from every direction, and he falls under your withering blasts. All right. So this looks like it had been, part of the horde. You can see actually the ogre tracks coming from the direction you were following the horde back from, and they just wander right into this quicksand pit. And it looks like those beholders might have been trying to get them out, but were too stupid to figure out how. So, if you guys want to take a short rest now, you could.
Sure.
Oh, is it over? How did we defeat them? Huzzah! Congratulations!
All right, so go ahead and do, Falan, go ahead and do your Song of Rest button. There should be a button for it, I think. After your features, yeah. So if you spend a hit die, you get an extra 3.
Until Brack, I sure appreciate you absorbing all the damage last fight.
Oh, click on your token and then click on, for you to be A15, your armor button. There you go. So you got a 6 for your first hit die you spent. And it should include your con in that 6. Then you have to manually add it, yeah.
Partially healed. And, action surge back.
All right.
Damage is what I do.
Good battle for everyone. Gotta give some inspiration out. It'll either be going to be Vrak for his blithering heroics, or Falan for his party-saving cowardice. So 1 through 3, Vrak. Vrak, you can have inspiration.
You actually have to read my background. That's glory hog chicken shit. Combat Fanatics, I'm a 3
All right.
I played with that before.
You guys continue on. You've been traveling through a lush jungle valley all day. So this is later in the day, basically in the afternoon. when suddenly you stumble upon a long paved path marked with carved stone archways, covered in moss and weathered by time. At the end of the path, you see a circular clearing marked by tiles and a 5 foot by 10 foot dais raised in its center. Just a second here. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, raised in the center. The sides of the dais are covered in bas-relief carvings of turtle-like humanoid warriors facing various sea creatures, including a merfolk battling an upside-down turtle warrior, a bloated pufferfish launching spikes at a turtle brandishing a trident, and a group of mourning turtles carrying a turtle receded into his shell. And the trail of the undead continues on deeper into the jungle from here. What would you like to do?
Investigate.
Sure, make an investigation check as you go up there and look at all the ruins and carvings and such. Yeah, Frank, and with James's help pointing out some others, you both discover a couple things here. The three turtles, one upside down, one brandishing a trident, one receding into its shell, they can be removed. They have triangular pegs on their back that slot into matching holes in the archway or in the dais.
But can they be rearranged like they fit in all of them fit in all of those?
Yes. Yeah, you could move them between the location they're at to a different location, and it looks like they'd fit.
On the dais, on the dais.
That sounds like a great song.
So, what would you like to do? Besides that,
Like this.
that's the only thing you find. And what'd you say?
Plug them into the dais.
All right, so they're already plugged into the dais. One's plugged into. You can see in the description. One is adjacent to a merfolk. One's adjacent to a bloated pufferfish, and one's adjacent to a group of mourning turtles.
Oh, okay.
The one adjacent to the merfolk is an upside down turtle. The one next to a bloated pufferfish is brandishing a trident. And the one next to a group of mourning turtles is receded into its shell.
Okay, so the vanishing trident should go next to the merfolk battling. The upside down's probably with the mourning turtles. Yeah, which means the one pulled into the shell is with the pufferfish. Yeah,
Alright.
sure.
All right.
It sounds fantastic. I thought of that myself. I just didn't get a chance to say it.
When you slot them into the right spot in the dais, the top of it slides aside very slightly. You guys investigate very carefully, make sure there's no traps anywhere around it, and it looks like it should be safe to open the rest of the way. And it just will take a big hunk of a fighter to do it.
Well, yeah, Brad. And I just want Salon to know that sometimes it's okay to put it in the wrong slot.
Only with permission.
Not
All right, you push it open, and you see inside. You see a little treasure hoard in there, and on a pedestal within, a crown carved from gleaming red coral. The hoard looks like it contains a large black pearl, probably worth about 100 gold, piles of coral and shell beads worth about 25 gold total, a tarnished silver horn with stamped starfish imagery worth about another 100 gold, and then various coins, gold and silver. The crown itself looks like it'd be worth about 500 gold. So, before you take in that treasure, you check for traps and stuff like that. Make an investigation check, everyone who wants to look for traps. Yeah, Giz Gizmo with your 25. You believe that removing that crown that you think is worth about 500 gold, would set off a trap. But you think it's possible to swap the crown with something of equal weight with a good sleight of hand check.
I'm looking at the
Wait a
owl.
minute. Is there a pathway here with a boulder that can crush?
I've seen this before in a play once in Baldur's Gate.
Can we look around for rocks?
Yeah, yeah, you can find a rock that you judge to be about the right weight.
Okay, I'm guessing
Should be able to throw out some sand.
Okay.
I'll get us to 30 feet away and
Okay.
hand on a rock. So sleight of hand check.
Yep. Sleight of hand check. Nicely done. Yes. You're able to easily mage hand the rock in place and take out the crown. And you get away with the treasure without setting off the trap. So you add this to your inventory. About 925 gold pieces worth of treasure there. And you avoided a pretty nasty little trap. Okay. So you continue to follow the trail of the undead. The destruction leads you to the northwest edge of Chult, where the Mistcliff Mountains rise up in the sky. As you reach the foot of the mountains, the path of the zombie tracks turns to a strange pattern of crisscrossing lines that drag through the dirt. Go and make a intelligence check, investigation. Yeah. The slithering tracks that are mixed in with the undead tracks are those of a snake, but not just a regular snake, a bone naga, you're pretty sure.
Is that what?
So, with that, you hear a crack of thunder off in the distance. If I was on my game, you might even really hear a crack of thunder off in the distance. But I don't have it. Huh. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so you hear the crack of thunder. You look towards the direction you hear the thunder coming from, and you see, coming through the trees, slithering towards you, a bone naga. And then another one behind it, and then more behind those, coming from every direction, basically all around you. And you guys are backed up towards this cliff at the base of the mist cliffs. Your judgment says there's more than a score of bone nagas coming your way. So, what do you want to do?
Pray?
Is there a rock to hide
Yeah,
behind?
or can we throw boulders down on them?
You'd have to climb up the mountainside first, so you can start climbing. You're praying. Frank is looking up to the sky to call upon his deity. And you look towards the sun, Frank, as the clouds part, and then you see something like an angel descending towards you. You hear the beating of many wings. With a thump and a crash, a boulder suddenly drops atop one of the bone nagas from the sky, and you all see birdfolk with colorful feathered plumes and beaded dress land on the mountainside surrounding you. All their spears turn toward your skeletal attackers. One of the birdfolk lunges toward you, her sharp beak clicking and chirping softly inches from your face. She whistles suddenly to her tribe and then turns back to you. Trust us, Death Hunter. We can get you out of here. And they go to grab you. You let them carry you away? All right. So Frank, you cannot do the channel divinity call upon your deity for another 7 days since it worked this time. That's an actual clerical power that I've never ever seen. I have never seen it actually used. Okay. They fly you out of the battle or away from these bone nagas, lightning, ripping apart the sky behind them as they fly away. And up to the top of the mist cliffs. And when you get up there, the ocean wind whips violently along the mist cliffs that mark the edge of Chult, and a sheer 1,000-foot drop into the sea below. Landing you atop the wall of volcanic rock, the Aarakocra woman shouts over the wail of the wind. She tells you her name, which is a series of clicks and whistles and thrills, but then she says, "You can call me Icky." From the soaring skies we spotted death hunters like ourselves in need, and we answered the call. Tell me, were we wrong to do so? What brings you to our mountains, death hunters? Ah, we are all death hunters then, she says. Um, that's my human name. Why is it odd?
Her bird name is
Kaka? Oh, maybe you can call me Kaka then. She walks as she's talking to you backward towards the cliff's edge. Very well. You must recover your strength with us. Welcome to our home. Follow me. With that, Icky/Kaka steps off the cliff and disappears as she plummets downward. And we'll pause there for a break. So it's near the top of the hour. Break. We'll come back at 6 after the hour. So 10 minutes. All right, back.
Steel's ready for the kitty party.
You talking about my girlfriend again?
Yeah, I was a 60-year-old lady.
Okay. So you guys are coming. Let's see. You're top of the mist cliffs, looking out over the ocean. The Iroquois, including Icky, just jumped off, and they said, "Follow us." You, what do you want to do?
I'll cast fly and jump off.
All right. Anyone else want to jump off after him?
I'll look over the edge.
Are you sure you want to cast fly? That will take away your concentration on your hex.
Oh, shit.
Looking over the edge.
I jumped.
Nice. Nice. You
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll just
so you scaredy cats up on the top. Look, peer
jump backwards.
peer over the edge of the cliff. Um, and you see the two hexblade crazies go just jumping off, and they fall just a short distance before Iroquois sweep down and grab them in their talons and land them safely amongst the nests that are down dotting the cliff face below. And they all look up at you, waiting for you to come.
All right.
I'm still skeptical.
All right,
I'm gonna play my lute the way down.
nice,
Cliff playing music.
nice. Frank, you can have inspiration since you win the first two. Okay, so down you plummet. The Iroquois grab you and land you amongst their nests. They're most impressed with the first two of you, who bravely jumped off blindly. Um, and you two will have advantage on charisma checks with the Iroquois this whole encounter.
Frack, who charged, the beholder after being disintegrated, looks at you two like, you guys are crazy.
So crazy.
My little tune as we land that could go either way. Pancake and
So you're on the face of the mist cliffs here, and there's steeply sloping, narrow walkways that can connect nest-filled ledges. Iroquois warriors nod respectfully at you as you pass through the village. Children eye the curious outsiders. The braver ones approach you and ask for trinkets from far away. You pass by a wizened Iroquois elder who's ranting about the end of days. The end is coming. The darkness will overpower us all. And he just keeps saying stuff like that as you guys are walking by, and he looks at you. And he stops. And just eyes you as you walk by him.
I hate that as Frack hands out incense and salt to the kids.
Oh, nah.
States of, have no fear, a good friend of mine just destroyed the soulmonger.
I'm gonna play like crazy music and
He grabs you, Jameis, and he looks at you deep in your eyes, serious, and he says, "He has returned. He has returned. The big one. The big one. The big one has returned."
Where is the big one?
Icky pulls you away from him.
I look at Frank.
Icky pulls you away from him, and she says, "Don't take him too seriously. Time has muddled his brain. Please come with me." You're very kind to humor him, though. She takes you to her nest, offers you food and drink and a place to rest and heal, while she tells you about her tribe and what's happened here. She tells you her. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say they called themselves Death Hunters as well as us Death Hunters.
Right.
First of the zombies.
Yeah. We've been having problems with undead for a while now. They were not always a threat, though, thanks to the big one. We used to pay tribute to the big one, sacrificing to him. He was like a gargantuan tyrannosaurus that roamed the mountainside. In return, he did not bother us, but he fed on the undead in the area. We worshipped him as a protector, and we even carved in the side of the mist cliffs above the settlement a carving depicting him. But months ago, something happened that changed the big one. Instead of attacking the undead, he attacked us, who worshipped him and brought him food. And a flood of new undead swarmed the mist cliffs, including many of the many Aarakocra who had died in battles. The bravest of us banded together to challenge the big one. We killed the terrible beast, but we suffered many casualties. And everyone make a wisdom insight check. Okay, so looking around, you notice that her nest looks like she didn't used to live here alone. And you kind of sense a tinge of sadness when she tells you that many Aarakocra died fighting the big one. She steals. She steals her posture, and she says that we don't know what turned the big one, but since then the undead grew in strength, and his change may be related to your search and our search. I can point you to the direction of his old lair. One of the Aarakocra warriors carried on him an artifact of ours, a coil of rope, when the big one ate him. If you find it, it's yours to keep. It has magical properties that will entangle anyone you choose. I can tell you where the lair was if you want to search there. I could speak to my tribal leaders about meeting with your companions if you help us. Well, I'd be very, very happy if you could stop the undead threat. So hopefully we'll both get our way. It is. Handsome. All right. No, she's not. Okay, so you have her directions, and you can travel to the lair of the big one. And they actually help you get there. The Aarakocra do, because you have to do a lot of climbing otherwise. The directions lead you to the base of the Mistcliff Mountains, where you spot a cave entrance hidden near the foot of the mountain. Although the entrance itself is shrouded heavily by a curtain of vines, the fern-covered undergrowth of the jungle ends abruptly within 10 feet of the entrance, giving way to smooth sand.
Sand. I heard somewhere that sand was quicksand. Maybe play a song about sinking into the ogre quicksand.
Only if there are no other plants in the sand.
There are not.
Never mind, this is just sand.
No, there's already plants in the sand.
No. Yep. Yeah, so indeed it is. You carefully prod the edges of it, and it is quicksand. But it's not very broad, so you can jump over it easily enough. And into the cave you go. And the cave is odd, because it is all covered with vines, and much too small for some for some gargantuan godlike tyrannosaur to live in. It's only like 10 feet wide at its widest, which is right here. This is the mouth of the cave right here, and it winds its way into the actually this is a ways away from the mouth, but it's about that width all the way in. So you go into the cave. Casting, I suppose you want to cast before you head in. Oh, you could take another short rest if you need to, but not an extended, yeah. You probably don't need to. Yeah. Probably should be all healed because you just yeah you just took one. Yeah. Okay.
Make sure we're set on skills.
All right.
So, are we still good for aid now, or should I be casting?
You are. You're good for aid. Yep. Good for aid. Good for hex. Both going still. Okay. So as you go in, the swamp or the air grows thick and hot with humidity as you delve deeper into the vine-covered tunnel until it opens suddenly into a swamp-filled cavern. Green-tinged, sludgy water fills this cave with acrid fumes that burn your eyes. Limbs and various forms of decay float in the sludge. In the middle of the swamp floats a small island covered in thorny shrubs. A skeletal arm sticks out of the ground there, holding a coil of a rope.
Very good way to leave the party when you gotta let that out, but
So that's what you see. And the green is the green sludge.
Do you want that rope?
And the rope is over here on this island.
Yes, sir.
we don't just grab treasure, gents. I mean, if I've learned anything in adventuring, you don't just grab things. Can we investigate?
You can't see anything from where you're at. You don't see any obvious signs of any traps or anything.
Can I send the owl over?
Yeah, absolutely. The owl flies on around the island. Sees no signs of any traps there.
Then, with your permission, I'll just mage hand it.
Sounds good.
All right. Put you guys all where you want to be when you mage hands. If you have anything in your hands different than what's on your gear, type that into chat.
I'll be at Desert Places with Rax replacing it. Thank you.
Go ahead and roll initiative after you've got your tokens where you want. You confirmed what you have in your hands, right? Because as soon as the rope pops out of the skeleton hand's grasp, the greenery and vines abruptly disappear from your surroundings. What once seemed like a dense, marshy wild suddenly seems to be made of a pink, fleshy material that begins to pulse, to pump, to breathe. The ground begins beneath you begins to shake, shifting, tilting, moving. You're not in a cave.
Oh, that's not okay. This is like
You see, they took their rope inside of a cave, and then it turned out to be sea monsters. And then they had to fly out and try to choke them. It was the weirdest.
movie trope after movie trope after movie.
Okay. Half-digested arms covered with mottled feathers reach from the swamp of the big one's bile and try to claw at you with bony talons as you're trying to make your escape out of here. You got the rope in the mage hand. You're pulling it towards you as fast as you can. Gizmo, basically on your turn, you'll be able to bring it to you. I think you can move it 30 feet with a mage hand, or is it 20? 30. Okay, so yeah, you'll be able to move it towards you on your turn. The rest of you can try and escape out of here if you want. Make a...
I'd rather stand sad than
Everyone make a DC...
Did you say initiative, Tom?
Yeah, everyone make a DC 13 Dex saving throw. Gizmo, if you want to grab that rope, you'll make it with a disadvantage as you wait to get the rope to you.
I'll use my inspiration. And miss.
The DC on that was 13, so looks like Falon made it. Jameis failed, Vrak failed, Gizmo failed because of disadvantage getting the rope, and Frank failed. Okay.
Frank said that he used his.
Oh, then he made it. Those of you who failed, which should be Falon, you take 6 slashing. Jameis, you take 10 slashing. And Vrak, you take 7 slashing. And Gizmo, you take 8 slashing.
Does illusion have that?
Let's see. No, it's not. It's not a save for half. It's okay. All right. So then you grab the rope. You guys are all making your way back up the tunnel. That was the first round. Anything you want to do besides make your way up the tunnel? Any special tricks or anything like that? Like dimension door back to the surface or anything? Otherwise, you're just climbing out as fast as you can climb out. Okay.
So I assume that we.
Oh, I would misty step.
Let's see here. Half-digested arms covered with mottled feathers reach from the swamp of the big one's bile and try to claw at you with bony talons. That's what was clawing at you.
Oh yeah, that's scary as shit.
Yeah. Okay. So next round. Okay, so we got Jameis. You're going to do a Misty Step.
Yeah.
You're going to burn that spell. Okay. Frank, you going to do anything special, or just get out as fast as you can? You're going to dash, right? I assume you're all dashing. Frack, anything special? Okay.
Is it far enough to get out? I mean,
No, it's further than this. It'll take multiple rounds to get out of here. You think maybe up to 5 rounds to get out. Doing things like dashing or flying or such like that will maybe cut that down and or give you advantage on saves for other rounds. All right, so you guys are all moving out here. Round 2. The tunnel tilts steeply as you are inside, as whatever you're inside begins to stand up. A wave of bile washes up the throat as you attempt to climb. Need you all to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. All right, Frank made it. Falan failed it. Jameis failed it. Rack.
Party when you're going to do that, for God's sake, it smells.
Falan, as you're turning to berate him, your mouth is open and bile washes up into your mouth. You can't. So you're poisoned right now, as you let some of the bile into your open mouth, and also who else failed it? Jameis is poisoned. Oh wait, Jameis, you had advantage because you Misty stepped it. Oh, still failed it though, so you're still poisoned. So I'm gonna use. Let's see, what's a good poison icon? There we go. That little bottle. Use that little bottle for poisoned.
how big is the big one?
Good question. It must be really big if it's going to take you 3 more rounds to get out. Okay, round 3. Anyone want to do anything special, or are y'all just dashing as fast as you can? Okay. The throat constricts as you climb upward. Everyone make a DC 13 Strength Athletics check to push your way through. If you're poisoned, remember that you'll have disadvantage. Jameis is stuck. Brack makes it. Frank makes it. Falan makes it. Holy cow. So, the only one who you guys have to yank out of the throat, and he rips the side of the throat against his, actually acid burns him as he's pulling him out. He takes 6 points of acid damage. Jameis? Next round. You think you got 2 more rounds to go? Anyone want to do anything special this round?
Well, I'll dash, but I'll also second one.
Anything else? Okay. The desiccated tongue springs to life, free from the vines that held it in place. Everyone make a DC 13 Dex saving throw or fall prone. Jameis made it. Gizmo made it. Falan made it. Frank made it. And Vrack. Wow. You guys all made it. Last round. Anything special?
I think I should inspire somebody who's been this.
Well, I've got disadvantage on my. Well, so does Flan. So do you, yeah.
Alright, well, I can't inspire myself, but I'm gonna inspire you, my friend.
Okay.
Go ahead without me.
All right, that's Bardic Inspiration there for you, Jameis. And you are no longer shrouded by vines. You see every single jagged tooth in the big one's mouth as it closes shut to trap you inside. Ever make a DC 13 Dex acrobatics check to leap out of the mouth before getting chomped. Okay, Falan made it out. Gizmo did acrobatics. Nope, did not. Jameis did not. Frank did not. Vrack did. Okay, so the ones of you did not. I don't think
Inspiration.
It won't, it's not enough.
he rolled a 4. Yeah.
Save it for later as you die. It's okay.
So you're going to take some concentration checks.
And a third after this one.
Yep. Okay, so this one is for Gizmo. You failed, right? You take 15 points of piercing damage. Frank, you failed. You take 11 piercing damage. And Jameis, you failed. You take 12 piercing damage. I think that is it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ah, shoot. You spill out.
Can I can use my bardic inspiration for that, correct?
Uh huh. Yeah. Actually, Falon, you go ahead and roll. Just click your Bardic Inspiration button again. Roll D8 for him. Oh, only got 2. Sorry, Jameis. Okay. So you guys all come tumbling out of the mouth of the big one. I'm gonna move you to a spot over here, out in the open field. You're right there. The big one's coming.
Do I get any more saves on the poison?
Any more saves on the poison? No, you don't.
Okay.
You need something that like removes poison, which like a paladin could do, or something, or lesser restoration could do.
We'll think about that.
I'm gonna see if I can put an aura on this guy so he is, so you know where his squares are since he's so big. 0 feet. Save changes. Yeah, there we go. You guys see that red aura around that Tyrannosaurus? Awesome. All right. I did, yeah. Since he's actually, yep. Okay. So you guys come tumbling out of there. You're actually not prone. You can set yourselves up anywhere you want along his western edge within 3 squares of his edge. So put you guys anywhere you want. You won't be prone. The western edge, Frank.
No, you said within three squares of this.
I meant straight west up to 3 squares. Okay. Oh.
What could be better?
Rack is wondering if that was a question or a statement. It's a dirge. All right. You tumble out of the Tyrannosaurus' jaws just as they clamp shut with a sharp, echoing crack. One giant claw emerges from the quicksand, then another as the big one tears itself out of his grave with a roar that shakes the entire mountain and covers you in a spray of sand and spittle. We rolled initiative. First to act is Bilan. Roll initiative if you did not. Everyone roll initiative. Roll initiative, everyone.
Again?
Yeah, again, if everyone re-roll if you haven't rolled since you got out.
Actually confused. This guy looked a whole lot bigger on the inside.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It seemed like it took a lot longer than 4 squares to get out of there.
Like,
It's got a magic stomach.
Everyone roll. I see one person hasn't rolled yet.
Yeah, Gizmo needs to roll. I just looked it up.
Oh, cool. You are right over here, Gizmo. You want initiative. Boom, nice. Nice, Gizmo. Gizmo, you are first.
So we're directly adjacent to it?
No, you can be up to 3 squares west of it. So put you wherever you want to be. One more square to the right for both of you guys. There you go.
I will activate mirror image and dash behind this rock.
You think that will provoke from it. Do you want to provoke from it?
Yeah, I still.
Oh, actually, no, it will not. Okay. You get away, Gizmo. Your turn's done. Falon, your turn. Okay, it's a 15 wisdom save. He does not, but you did burn one of his legendary saves. So he's down to 3 of those, or down to 2 of those.
We are level 5 and 6.
What? I thought you wanted to play up, Kirk.
I'm waiting for the second one to pop up.
Okay, Falon, anything else?
Move as far my movement closest to the rock. Missing is cover. God damn it!
Okay, after Falon goes, it takes an action. A legendary action. And
Gizmo, don't run. You'll just die tired.
it roars. The entire jungle trembles. All creatures within 60 feet of it. Actually, I should have a button for this. Roar, yeah, there we go. All creatures within 60 feet are frightened. 19 wisdom save negates. 19. Frank's scared. Jameis is not. Brack is scared. Ooh, Falon's going to counter charm that on his. It's an action to use that though. It's not a reaction, no.
Son of a dog. Sorry, I tried. 0.
Gizmo and Falon, you gotta make the save too. Alright, so if you failed that save, put a little broken or half heart on your guy. Which should be everyone, I think, except Jameis, right? Yeah, put that little half heart on your guy, everyone. And, make the save for the owl too. He could be afraid too. Alright, so you have the little half heart on the owl. Okay, that was at the end of Falon's turn. Vrack, your turn.
Oh wow, let's start chopping off.
Easy to get though, Brock.
Yeah, start chopping off a leg over here.
Boom, nice job. 14, yep, that hurt him.
Alright, stop magic missing.
Did full.
Alright, look, little chunk off his 23 for 13.
You're frightened, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, 9 for 13.
9 missed.
Alright, is there to save again for the fright or just
Yeah, yep. Save again. Boom, not afraid. Nicely done. At the end of Vrack's turn, it's going to take another legendary action. Alright, it doesn't like that singing noise that's coming towards it. Its speed is... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes charging towards Falon and Gizmo, trampling over Jameis and Frank and Vrack. You guys that were trampled over. 19 strength save, or else you'll be bludgeoned for 11 points of damage and knocked prone.
advantage of lightning?
So put the prone marker on all you guys, take your 11 points of damage, all you guys, and that was its legendary action to Vrack's turn, and then Jameis, your turn.
A strong 12.
Doesn't get through its scaly hide. 21 does, though. Unless you're feared. You're not afraid. You're not afraid. Nice. So that's a hit for 8.
The 10 is my curse, Hexblade curse.
Oh,
I didn't hex, I Hexblade curse.
Hexblade cursed him. Got it. Minus 10. Got it. Okay. And then after Jameis is no legendary actions because he's used them all. Oops. But his turn. So on his turn, he first, as a bonus action, disgorges a zombie in a vacant space within 10 feet of him, so he's like spitting zombies out onto Falan and Gizmo.
Give him some Pepto Bismol.
So a zombie falls down there between you guys with his bonus action, and then with his regular action, he's going to multi-attack. And it's going to be one bite and one tail versus two different targets. And I'm going to go in reading order here. D6, D2. Okay, the first one is Jameis. He's going to get the bite. And Frank is going to get the tail. So bite Jameis. 24 to hit for 41 piercing. You might. You want cutting words that?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
That sucked. Your mother does better in bed.
That's good.
Boom.
Shield spell. All right. You block the bite of the horrendous Tyrannosaurus that was going to cut you in half, and then it whips his tail around on Frank. Oops. Yeah, 25 Frank for 14 bludgeoning. You can't cutting words again, Falan, right? Only one. It's a reaction. Yeah. Okay. 41 piercing is pretty good. Pretty strong. It's done. Next go is Frank. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. At the end of its turn, the zombie goes. The zombie attacks 1 through 3. It's Falan. It's Falan with a slam. 19 Falan for 4 bludgeoning. Now your turn, Frank.
Put my hex on him. Oh, hold on. Nope, I won't put my hex on him. I'll put my curse on him.
Okay. Hexblade Curse is up.
It's like a 10, so it's gonna miss.
10 is a miss. You get bonuses with the Hexblade Curse. I probably don't have built in there.
Bonuses to damage.
Okay. Alrighty.
Still be scared.
Still scared. That round is over. The end of Frank's turn. The Tyrannosaurus will. Well, after that zombie, it burps up zombie breath all around it. Just spins its head around and noxious fumes surround. Any creature within 10 feet of him must succeed on a DC 19 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned till the end of their next turn. DC 19.
Can I be double poisoned?
No, you cannot. You're fine if you're already poisoned.
Fantastic. Feel just as shitty as I did before.
Oh, and Jameis, you were poisoned on your attacks. Right? Yeah.
Is Gizmo outside of the 10-foot?
He is. Okay, so I didn't see. Frack made it. Nice. Frank, you did not. So you're poisoned now until the end of your next turn, or the end of his next turn, something like that. Okay, that was his legendary at the end of Frank's turn. And or be poisoned until the end of their next turn. Okay, so I'll add a poison mark. So Frank, you're not concentrating anymore, right? You are still afraid, and you're poisoned, and you're afraid. Okay, got it. And at the end of your turn, that's done. That round ends. Gizmo, your turn.
I will move and provoke the little zombie.
Okay. Oh, and Frank, you get to make a saving throw to not be afraid anymore. It's a wisdom save. You failed. Failed it. Got it. Zombie swings wildly at Gizmo, connecting for 6 bludgeoning. Gizmo. Oh, maybe. Actually, roll your mirror image. So he hit one of your images. No, he hit you actually with a 4. Yeah. 6. Yep.
I will get here and pile.
Okay. Let's see. I think it's less, but it's still going to be good enough. Let me just verify. Let's verify for everyone what the frightened condition does. Disadvantage on ability checks, attacks, but not saves. Okay. So just okay. So even with a stealth check of a 16, it was good enough.
And then go to here and shoot the Tyrannosaur.
Go for it.
16.
It'll be straight up because you're hidden. Yep, that is enough.
Okay, for 21.
Nice.
And I'll add 7 damage on block.
You should be like triple that from how much bigger he is.
And then I'll give Brack advantage with the owl.
Nice. Okay, into Gizmo's turn. The Tyrannosaurus will use a trample, 2 actions to stomp over you guys. So this is going to affect Frank and Falon and Gizmo. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he doesn't get Gizmo. So it's just Falon and Frank and the zombie. It is a 19 strength save, or you're knocked prone and take 15 bludgeoning. Oh, nice.
Rules out of the way of the feet.
All right, it is. You do have a free hand, right, for that hellish rebuke? Okay. You'd have to drop a weapon if you had it in your hand. It does 15 fire, 15 dex save for half. All right, he will make that. That'll be half. He'll take 15 fire damage. It's gonna be more than that for you, right? It's gonna be 23 fire damage because you do it at 2nd level. So he'll do 11. He'll take 11 fire. Make the save. Now he's down to only one of those legendary saves left. So if you're getting ready to use your banishment, it's almost time. The zombie strength save. The zombie dodged out of the way. Okay, that was the end of Gizmo's turn. Now Falon's turn.
Alright, he's going to say, oh my god, this is so uncharacteristically like me, but zombie, take a free hit.
The zombie, I think, has already done his free attack. So you're good. Yep.
Look, he was about to hit me, and then when I run past him, I want to read, was he?
The only problem is, with all the thrashing of the dinosaur above you, it's difficult terrain as you're moving. So you'll be at half speed.
Alright, that brings me back there.
Yep.
My whole point was to get there. Now I don't know how that's going to work. So DM, I'm going to dissonant whisper him again to get him to run away. Which direction would he run?
He would run to the west. If you got 1 square further north, he'd go southwest.
Alright, well, I look to my friends saying, forget me, I'm dead already. Standing over me to run away.
Here is his wisdom saving throw. Failed it. Uses up his last legendary save. So those are gone.
So now bring out the big dogs.
Yeah. Now, if you're holding back.
I have nothing else to do, so bardic inspiration to my friend who keeps running because I don't know
Gizmo?
what to
Thank you.
All right, Gizmo, you are inspired by the bard. Falon is done. No more legendary actions, so it's your turn, Brack.
Alright, first is a free action. I thought that was very heroic of Falon to run into the middle of the dinosaur, so I will give him my inspiration.
Nice.
And you
point
have
out I was already up his ass. But I take it.
Then I'll stand up, and I have advantage on my first attack from the owl
Very good. That's a hit.
for 5.
Got it.
Attack number 2, 19 for 7.
You're not afraid. You're not poisoned. Nothing. You're impervious. You're you're the legendary monster in this encounter.
And then I will action surge. 23 for 11.
Nice.
11 is a miss.
11's a miss. Yep.
Let's see. And I'm going to try so he can't tremble. Plus maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, and move down to the south.
Okay. After Vrak, Jameis. Jameis, you are poisoned, but you're not afraid.
I totally suck it in the three languages I know. So is that's disadvantage on saves?
Attacks and ability checks, but not saves.
Okay, so a 13 probably misses.
It does. Yep.
16, I bet, does it?
It does. That hits. That hits for
For 13,
13. Got it.
and offhand attack, miss.
And then you get to. No, that's it. Okay. And then Jameis's turn. Its turn. All right. So it tries to disgorge a zombie, but just chokes out dust out of its mouth. There's no more zombies inside of it. It's gonna have to eat one of you guys before it's getting more. It will multi-attack randomly, book order. Number 6 is a reroll, or the owl, my DM's choice. Gizmo, you are the bite recipient. Hopefully those mirror images help. All right, here comes the bite. It's a 19. Cutting words knocks it down to 15, which will miss you, but it could knock down an image. Image is 10 plus your dex mod.
So it hits one of the images.
Okay. Okay. So knock that down to 2. But that turned out pretty nice. And then it will sweep its tail randomly at number 4. 1, 2, 3. Falon. Falon's getting the tail swipe. 30. I think 30 might connect for 13.
From his ass.
And then the zombie closes to add insult and injury and tries to slam you, but misses. Okay. Big one's done. His legendaries are reset. The zombie's done. Frank, your turn. You are poisoned no longer because that was just still into your last round, but you're still afraid.
I'll pull my short sword as well. So I hit with the sword. Nope. There you go. 20 for 11.
20 is a hit. Got it.
And then there's a bonus action. Must have done it here. Got daggers and long swords. Oh, I'll just say okay. Just dagger for offhand.
15 for 3.
Yep.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it uses one of its legendary actions to let out a roar. So, that is a DC 19 Wisdom save for everyone. Or else,
That should actually be plus 2 more damage, so it should be for 5. Since it's a
Yeah, the Hexblade curse. It doesn't have to be. It's on the creature, so it's not. So yeah, it's right.
that's true, but
yeah, plus 6.
that's true, but it's your dagger in your offhand, so it doesn't get your dex bonus, right?
Right. So it'd be 5 instead of the 3.
4. Got it. Okay. So everyone make your wisdom save. Gizmo's already afraid. Frank is already afraid. Jameis, did you make yours?
Yeah, it's right up there.
All right, no problem. Falon's already afraid. Vrak is afraid now. Oh my god, he's scared Frank. He's scared Vrack. Frank's turn's done. That runs over Gizmo. Your turn. There's nowhere. There's nowhere to hide, Gizmo.
Yeah, I'm looking at that tree. Let's see what I can do. I'll hit him with the rapier.
Okay.
Or I'll hold action to hit him with the rapier when the owl gives me advantage.
Very good.
As you taught me back in the day. 20 for 7.
That is a hit. Ooh.
24
Boom! Gizmo stabs the creature and it tumbles down. You don't see what happened to Falon. Hopefully he lived. Hopefully he lived down there. You dig Falon out. The zombie's still chewing on his leg as you drag him out of there. And the big one is dead. It retches one more time, vomiting up corpses out of its stomach. There's equipment and treasure on those bodies. There's a clump of stone rubble with a throbbing, pulsing black mass of necrotic energy stuck to it. This looks familiar, like the cyst that you saw before. Let's see.
We destroy it from range.
Yeah, it's actually not as potent as the one you saw before. A smaller amount of it. And let's see, treasure. Treasure. I don't have the treasure split out. There is about 200 gold pieces worth of trinkets and weapons that you find on the bodies that came out of its stomach. The rope is indeed a rope of entanglement. And now you need to decide. You're out here in the jungles. You could travel back to the Aarakocra, or you could travel back to Nyanzaru and tell them what you found.
I vote for that too as well because
This was called the rotting what?
Rotting roots. Rotting roots. Okay, so you return to the tribe of the Fallen Feather with the rubble. All of them are startled and unnerved by the discovery, which radiates an aura of evil. The insane shaman Ulal tells you that the rubble comes from Matolo, a town atop the Mistcliff Mountains that once housed a great temple of Ubteao. But now it lies in ruin, overgrown by the jungle. In its prime, the people there mummified and buried their own as an offering to Ubteo before the god abandoned Shult. The pulsing black mass can only mean something terrible as afoot there, perhaps the ultimate source of the recent undead threat itself. Alright, so you think you know where the undead threat might be coming from. The ruins of Matolo.
It's coming from that guy's rectum.
You can return to Port Nyanzaru and inform your factions. Gather your reward. The hordes.
Curiosity, just out of curiosity, was there a possible way to exit the big one from the other end?
There was a path leading that way. You'll have to play again. Go that path next time. See how it goes. The hordes assaulting Nyanzaru dwindle, but you know there's a greater threat waiting in the jungle. And that is the end of this adventure. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So that was 7-7 Rotting Roots. There's my API number or DCI number. Everyone gets 5 downtime days and 1 renown, except members of the Harpers, who are rank 2 or higher in the Harpers, that convince the Aarakocra to meet with the Harpers leader, which is all the Harpers in the group. Earn 1 additional renown point, and mark the completion of a secret mission on your log sheet. And got 1 magic item to split, the Rope of Entanglement. So if you would like that, click your gear button. That'll roll your roll. James got a 12. If anyone else wants it, click your gear button and it'll roll for it. Vrat got a 17. Anyone else would like that post or that Rope of Entanglement? Looks like everyone's passing.
Plus 2 great axe.
That's right.
Yeah, it is a rare item, isn't it?
Yes, trading this over to Nazareth.
Yep.
Plus 2 great axe.
Okay. Rat gets the Rope of Entanglement. There's no consumables, so there's nothing to split up there. XPs. You guys fought 2 Beholder zombies. Those worth 1,800 each. You fought 3 Ogre zombies worth 450 each. You fought the big one with 5,000. That is the combat awards. There's 5 of you, so that's 1990. You guys are barrel experts for flying over. That's with 250. Oh wait, no, you're not. That's when you took damage. You did not take damage. Let me double check. See what it says here under barrel experts. Yeah. Let's see. If all the characters maneuver through the zombies without arousing suspicion, each award each character 250 XPs. All right, so not that. I don't think anyone went into the zombies.
No, Rack did. Rack had to make a con save to escape without.
Yeah, they were clawing him and attacking him after his barrel smashed to pieces in their midst. So he did arouse suspicion.
Totally didn't.
They didn't see you at all. Minus 250. That's what it was. Okay, then there's another 250 award. Impressing the tribe. You got that? All right. So the XPs are 2250 XPs each. Gold.
Tom, do we continue to get the extra 10% since it's harder for us to make saves for this season?
The extra 10%. Oh, for meat grinder?
Meat grinder.
I think you do, yeah. I think that I will verify, but I think you're still under the effects. See, the reason Kirk's asking is he has a character that's completed and destroyed the soulmonger. So he's wondering if that excludes all his characters from being under the effects now. I don't think it does. I'll look it up and verify for you though, Kirk. Or you could, if you want to.
It's related to death force,
It is, yeah.
though. You have to have
Okay, gold. You got this treasure from the Turtles with 925. You got the big one had 200 divided by 5 of you plus 500 each. 725 gold. There we go. Thank you guys for playing. It was a pleasure. Oh, and the next adventure's up for sign up already too.
And I believe it's already full.
It might be.
I think I squeaked in at the
All right. I always post the adventures 15 minutes before the adventure before I run the next one, even if the next one's like 2 weeks away.
I just want to make sure. No game on Monday?
No, no game on Monday. I'll text. I'm gonna text. I'm gonna text out. I'm gonna say, "Hey, guess what, everyone? Still no game on Monday." I might say hi, Kirk, before I do.
We need to talk to Casey about his titty.
Casey, you mean Jeremy?